Any doomsday today? We will see. We will see. We will also, in the later rounds, allow Twitch chat to vote for which matches to watch, so stick around for that. All right, players resolving mulligans and all that fun stuff right now to start us off. Oh, they have a life counter after all, so I could shut these off. Thank you, John, for adding that. So for anybody that stepped in late, what are we doing on today's stream? We are watching the competitive monthly Legacy event at GameStoria in New York City today. Competitive, rules enforcement level, Magic the Gathering. That's what we all want, and that's what we're getting. So today's stream is extra special and extra exciting. Something to keep in mind. All right, one card going on the bottom for Hank, and it looks like we are ready to go. Polluted Delta, Inquisition of Kozilek. Interesting. Monastery Mentor, Force of Negation, Force of Will, Ponder, Prismatic Vista, Island, Flooded Strand. We might see Monastery Mentor get taken here. We might see Ponder. Twitch chat maybe thinks Ponder is the choice. All right, Hank goes for Ponder. Writing down the hand. This is competitive rules. So the Inquisition took Ponder. So no turn one play for John, just drops the island and passes the turn. And here's Hank's turn two. It looks like Hank has a Thoughtseize in hand. Let's see if it gets fired off. There it is. So the last card revealed is a Volcanic Island. And Monastery Mentor gets taken this time. Okay, so the Inquisition and Thoughtseize knocked out two key cards in John's hand, left now just with two forces and lands. Plays the Volcanic Island and passes. Badlands Island, a strange way to start the game with a Yurion deck. And here's Expressive Iteration. Don't see a lot of Badlands Island with Yurion in the companion zone. Akira, thanks for the follow. Welcome. Yeah, John playing like a gentleman, leaving these cards face up, despite Hank writing them down. Sometimes I do that just so I can remember, okay, my opponent saw these cards, so it's like a reminder to myself in a way. Fetching with the Flooded Strand now is John. It's a reminder to myself of which cards they saw, so I can keep that in mind while making my plays. Somewhat helpful. Teferi Time Raveler coming down for John. It looks like it's going to resolve. Plus. Twitch chat suggesting you can also keep them face down in your hand. That's true. Could do that. Narset for Hank is going to get Force of Negation, pitching Force of Will. Puts Narset into exile. So Hank had to know that Narset was not going to resolve. And a Ponder for John. No responses from Hank. Let's Play Collectibles. Thanks for the follow. Welcome. And for anybody jumping in a few minutes late, if you're interested in deck lists, where are deck lists posted? Our Discord server. Links are down below for our Discord. Head there, become a member, and you'll be able to access our Discord's deck list section. I was able to scan some of the written deck lists from this event.
Draw card?
Yep. Yep.
Activating Teferi to draw a card. Prismatic Vista pass. Keith Master Flex is here. Keith Master Flex is here, everybody. What's up, Keith? Here's an expressive iteration. Look like a Narset, a Force of Will. I'm guessing Narset might go to hand here. I missed what the third card was. The third card looks like the one that's going to hand. Narset going into exile. Let's see if Hank makes a land drop. Okay, so Hank put the land in hand. Okay. New donation from Guy. Keep rocking. Thank you, Guy. What's up, Guy? Thank you for the donation. Appreciate that. Okay, so Hank searching the library now for the double fetch. One will be a basic, one will be a dual, I'm assuming. Looks like Underground Sea is getting picked out and maybe a swamp.
Trigger set. I'll activate Grindstone targeting you.
Yeah, I'll see. Yep.
Okay, looks like the Narset is being cast on a Brainstorm in response. And Force of Will pitching Brainstorm canceled the Narset. Here's an expressive iteration for John.
No, you're good.
John now fetching a mountain and casting expressive iteration, it looks like. Moving a little fast here. But yep, that's what's going on. Mystic Sanctuary into exile, that's a good one. It's going to go in the graveyard and trigger. I mean, go on the table and trigger, put expressive iteration from the graveyard right back on top of the library. Here's a Ponder for Hank. Here's Baleful Strix. And a fetch for Hank now. And a Mystic Sanctuary for Hank now. So we'll see if expressive, yep. And before I can finish my thought, expressive iteration goes on top of the library for Hank as well. So both players have an expressive iteration queued up, ready to go. Very nice. Teferi on the battlefield for John is most likely going to be protected by removal, I'm guessing. Spellful Strix might not last long. Okay, so here's a prismatic ending on Teferi, though. Teferi's gone. I was just going to say Teferi should be okay, but apparently not. Prismatic ending takes it out. So John now likely going to cast this Expressive Iteration from the top of the library. There it is. Flooded Strand into exile. One card in hand, one card on the bottom of the library. Plays the Flooded Strand, and here's Narset. Narset will resolve in minus. Force of Will is the card revealed and will go to hand now for John. So likely a way, assuming we have another blue card in hand, a way to protect Narset if needed. An attack from Baleful Strix will put Narset out of range of being able to activate once again. Looks like Swords to Plowshares in hand for Hank. Resolving the Expressive Iteration right now. Can't see what the cards are, but Hank having a think. One card in hand. Tundra into exile. One card on bottom. Looks like a correctly resolved Expressive Iteration. Want to take a moment to shout out some of our new YouTube members, Anarchy Inducer, and that guy who plays Magic. That's their actual YouTube username. That guy who plays Magic. Thank you for becoming a member. And some bonus shout-outs, Teresa Callahan, John Rowe, Kyle Horchin, Mark Malayu, Philip Nguyen, Monka, Guys Mikolais, Daniel Seaberger, Bell English, and one more, Bob Patterson Jr., all members on YouTube for over a year. Thank you to all of you. Coming up on 18 months for that batch of people is their next milestone. So if you're watching this later on YouTube and would be interested in our membership program, hit the join button, and you will also be thanked. So that's exciting. Thank you, everybody. All right, here's Hidetsugu Consumes All. Nothing to blow up on the first chapter. The second one might be pretty good, though. Shutting off any chances for Snapcasters or any further Mystic Sanctuary activations. Here's a Jace Brainstorm.
Good.
Very nice. War of the Spark, Jace the Mind Sculptor. I have that one as well. Teferi Time Raveler. Bouncing Urion. Pretty good. Sounds like John's passing the turn, yep. And now Graveyard is getting exiled. Urion Sky Nomad comes back. Not going to blink the Hidetsugu. That doesn't really make sense. Passing the turn. Plus Teferi, Brainstorm with Jace. Christmas with a great question. Chris, what's your favorite Magic color? You know what? That's a great question. I'll expand that to everybody watching right now, whether live or on YouTube later. What is your favorite color, everybody? One color? Mine, I think, is blue. It's close between blue and black. It's close. All right, John took game one. Jeskai, John. J Liddy is watching and says it's purple. J Liddy was unbanned by the moderators. Christmas is sharing white mana symbols, so that probably means the color white. Rishidan Pizza with a confused answer says, I love green because goblins are green. Not really understanding the assignment.
Yeah.
You can draw. I'm not gonna change anything.
Yeah, I
I
know.
read it.
I brought in some players that I didn't see.
You have one card? Yeah.
And one
let's
skill.
We'll come back. Sure.
I would not play Force in Motion.
Yeah. So what's your?
Because the majority of
Every artifact that matters is not going to be hit.
All right, Urion in the companion zone once again. A ponder happened. Now Jeskai John fetching here on turn one. Let's see if he has a cantrip as well. Yep, ponder.
I think the card design is worse for you than me having a result transfer.
No, that makes sense.
Because if that card is effective,
Coca says green for commander, red for competitive. Interesting.
That's the end of your main phase.
Coca, it sounds like you should just pick a color. You should just pick a color. Stop hedging.
I haven't drawn a card this turn.
Here's Brainstorm for Hank. Plays a Scalding Tarn and passes. Punishing Waterfalls here says 69 viewers. Nice. Yeah. Shout out to Punishing Waterfalls. So, Punishing Waterfalls, I watched some Punishing Waterfalls videos in order to get up to speed, get more familiar with the Mono Black Prison, Mono Black Curses deck. And although I've joked many times that I invented the deck, and obviously I'm kidding, but Reaple Cheap and Punishing Waterfalls were my resources for learning that deck, so to speak. So if you're interested in the Mono Black Curses Stompy Prison deck that I've played on stream recently, go check them out. Turn Zero Games is here. How do we feel about Wizards of the Coast continuing to ignore the fact that Urion is a problem and should be punted into the sun so we stop seeing 4-color good stuff piles? Wow. An angry outburst from Turn Zero Games in the chat. Hope everything's okay over there.
four designs, 4 wasteland, 2 items, 2 corruptors.
Here's Monastery Mentor. It's a good one. Let's say advantage bar is pulling over to the right. The longer Monastery Mentor can stay on this board. MTG Banding with an excellent comment in the chat. Hello, everyone. Strange to see John on Jeskai and not Jund. Exactly. So they call him Jeskai John or Jund John, and Jund John seems to be catching on. All right, here's a prismatic ending on the Mentor. So Mentor gone. What do you think of dropping a Mentor and not being able to protect it, chat? It is up against a deck with discard, so it could get Thoughtseize out of your hand. Do you drop the Mentor on the table and hope it can last a turn before you can pop off? What do you think about that? Was that risky? Does anybody know? Does anybody care? Shahrazad says, but is Urion's fault or is the fixing too good, meaning mana fixing? Happens the same in Modern, by the way. I think the mana fixing is going to stay as good as it is, if not better, over time in Modern and Legacy. I don't think we're going to be seeing Modern and or Legacy becoming less what would even be the term? Have worse mana fixing? I don't see that happening. Unless, and I would be in favor of this, by the way, effects like Opposition Agent that can punish fetch lands, I think we need way more of those. I personally am tired of deck building in Modern and Legacy, starting with, okay, 4 Polluted Delta, 4 Bloodstained Mire, 2 Steam Vents, 2 Water, you know. If those lands were punished more often, it might improve the format quite a bit, in my opinion. Make mana fixing or using those cards to mana fix a little bit more, I don't know, a little less reliable. Modern Horizons 3 developers, if you're watching, give us more punishment for people running fetch lands in duels.
You're trying to keep your opponent off 2 3 mana, which is where both decks.
Make people consider the fast lands or the pathway lands in Eternal formats. I think that would be a good thing.
Very little.
Though I don't play last, so it makes it like a little bit more.
Here's the Fairy Time Raveler for Hank. Does anybody agree with me, or am I wrong? And am I going to get subtweeted? I know that's how we solve problems in the Magic community. We subtweet about each other. I'm on to all of you.
I'll pass.
Force a negation to hand off the Narset. So Narset and Teferi teaming up on Hank's side of the board, and this is swung all the way to Hank's favor, in my opinion. Turn Zero Games with a great question. Do we know what is written on Hank's Beta Underground Sea? I have no idea. That's a great question, though.
Yep.
Prismatic Ending looks like on Narset. Force negation, pitching expressive. Urion is not on the battlefield. Is it in Companion Zone?
For 1 mana, I answer your 2 mana.
Activating Narset. Options are Inquisition of Kozilek or Pyroblast. Let's see what Hank opts for here. Looks like Prismatic Ending in hand already. Goes with Pyroblast. Brainstorm for Hank. Drawing Force Planes and maybe an Expressive Iteration? Unsure.
You get a Tundra and all sorts.
Looks like double Force of Will is now the hand for Hank. Bad news for John. Expressive Iteration. Ah, the Pyroblast. That's right. Yeah, that makes sense. I probably just saw the same Force of Will twice. Here's Ponder. Expressive iteration. YTF says, was this from the monthly? Yes. This is round 1 of the monthly Legacy tournament at Game Storia here in New York. Snapcaster for John. Let's see what's in the graveyard. Didn't really get to see, but it's getting forced. Snapcaster gone. Going on tap. Expressive for Hank, revealing Monastery Mentor, Baleful Strix, and Underground Sea. The land goes on the bottom, of course. I think we're going to see the Mentor get cast here. Yep. Baleful Strix, draw a card. Plus to Ferry. Urion is still not on the battlefield. Urion is in the companion zone. Could be a little confusing. Expressive iteration.
12.
Okay. No, I didn't see it either.
Exactly. We have to get Hank a companion indicator. This is ridiculous. All right. John scoops it up. We're going to game 3. It was just getting out of hand. Impact says, wow, after months of watching the YouTube vids, finally caught a live stream. Happy to support the channel. And hello from Manila. Wow. All the way on the other side of the world in the Philippines. Hello, Impact. Good to have you here.
They're a little like sticky. Not sticky.
All right, players drawing up hands here for game 3. Turn 1 Ponder from John. Here's Pluto Delta. It's an Underground Sea, that mysterious Underground Sea with writing on it that we don't know what it says. It's going to have to be investigated. Here's the Inquisition of Kozilek revealing Pyroblast, Narset, Brainstorm, I believe the Wandering Emperor, and Swords to Plowshares. I guess you take... Depends on Hank's hand, which I'm trying to see now. I guess you take Narset here? Do you like taking Narset, Brainstorm, or Pyroblast? Oni, thanks for the follow. Welcome.
Thinking. Yeah, I was not expecting.
You really should wait until you pick it down. Yeah, lucky you had no wasteland in that game either. Have to get it.
Yeah, I was hoping like that would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Waiting for a decision here from Hank, and it goes with Narset. I think that would have been my choice. Really couldn't see what was in Hank's hand very well, but looks like Ponder, Thoughtseize, Expressive Iteration, Baleful Strix, and 2 lands. Scalding Tarn pass from John. Not much going on. We might see Thoughtseize here. Thoughtseize, you have to think about the Wandering Emperor, I guess. Starting off with Ponder is Hank. Wandering Emperor is such a beating. I mean, have you played against that card, chat? Wandering Emperor, if it resolves, is a big disaster. Most of the time. All right, Ponder Shuffle for Hank. Does Hank care about Pyroblast or Brainstorm if Thoughtseize goes off here? I don't think so. Oh, plays Tundra. Passes the turn. Brainstorm on end step. We have an end step Brainstorm happening, chat. End step Brainstorm. Grevin says, hello from Spain. Thanks for the Legacy videos. You're welcome, and thank you for being here. Hello from New York. All right, so Brainstorm and then Fetch. Shuffle it away. John able to dump some cards. Well, I guess I'm stuck on this Thoughtseize. I guess last turn, if Thoughtseize got fired off, Brainstorm could have protected the Wandering Emperor. So maybe that wasn't the right time. Let's see if it gets used now. Yeah. Here's the Thoughtseize. That makes sense. I like Hank's play there. I wasn't really considering the Brainstorm aspect of everything. Fluster Storm in hand, it looks like, for Hank. Spotted that. Fetch in response to Thoughtseize, and let's see if John has another Brainstorm. Yep, another Brainstorm. And it'll get flustered. That makes sense. I like that play from Hank as well. Let's see your hand. Pyroblast, Wandering Emperor, Swords, Prismatic Ending. It's a good hand. So let's see if Prismatic Ending or the Wandering Emperor or Pyroblast are the hits. I don't think it's likely we'll see Swords of Plowshares taken here. I think if it was up to me, it's the Wandering Emperor. Yeah, the Wandering Emperor is dead. That's a good one to get rid of. Card is brutal. All right, so Pyroblast ending, Source of Plowshares, and a mystery card for John now.
We'll be 2 people out.
Power Blast and Expressive Iteration, looks like. Bacon, thanks for the follow. Welcome.
Yeah, Pyroblast resolves. Go ahead. 17 each?
Players coming along late in the game now. This match must be coming close to time. Brainstorm, Island, and was that Shark Typhoon? What is that? No, it was a Flusterstorm actually. Flusterstorm gets put on the bottom. Firing off the Brainstorm. Saw a Snapcaster and 2 lands get drawn there.
But it also comes up
There's always that one insightful person that's like, oh,
yeah. 8 minutes left.
Heard in the background there, 8 minutes left in the round from the judge, Kevin. Icy Devil with a great question. Where is this shop at? I would love to visit. Always have some Legacy firing off. Yes, we have Legacy every Monday, round 20 players at Game Storia in New York City. And then we have a competitive monthly tournament, usually on a Saturday once a month. Plane Cycling, Timeless Dragon. Looks like it's going to get internalized as well. Yep, internalized. Should be easy for Hank to handle that. Brainstorm, bounce it. Internalized creatures are not very good against bounce effects. Timeless Dragon gone. Teferi Time Raveler getting Pyro Blasted. Hank just has all the answers. Brainstorm off Jace. Looks like Swords and Duel going back on top. Looks like Double Force, Brainstorm, and Snapcaster in hand for Hank here. It's going to be unlikely Jeskai John will be able to resolve anything exciting anytime soon. Jace, Brainstorm.
I mean, I think you got this, even if we go to time, unless I draw like a planar cleansing or something.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Sorry, I got 6 minutes, but I don't think we're in a rush, but obviously.
John discussing a concession here, possibly. I mean, to me, this looks like it'll be a draw, with neither player able to get the W here, but we'll see. Mystic Sanctuary, Power Blast. Force of Negation.
Huh?
5 minutes left around.
Yurion going back on top of the library right now. Here's Thoughtseize. Reeling double swords and prismatic ending. The ending is gone. Expressive iteration here for Hank. So much foil, yeah. Flusterstorm goes into exile. It will stay there. Pass the turn. Ponder for John, which will resolve. Looks like Hank can stop just about anything at this point. John, just with creature and small permanent removal, not really doing a whole lot at the moment. Pyroblast on a Snapcaster from John. Players moving kind of quick here. It's a little bit hard to keep up even for me. Fetching an Underground Sea. Baleful Strix, draw a card. Plays Flooded Strand. Pass the turn.
Look at that. Camera might pick that up.
Monastery Mentor for John. Right off the top. I don't think that's resolving. Hardcast Force. And John concedes. Okay, John not interested in draw.